The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. You're here today for the Redetermination Learning Series. We're going to go ahead and get started in just a minute. We'll give folks another minute to join before we commence. But thanks for being here. All right, thank you again, everyone, for being here this morning. We had a couple more folks join us, and I think we're in a good place to get started. So today we're here for the Redetermination Learning Series, and our topic is Keep Covered Campaign featuring Metropolitan Group. Next slide, please. Quick, we'll do some introductions. My name is Karina Reardon. I'm a regional outreach coordinator with the CPOP team, and the region that I support is the North Coast. And I have with me today my colleague Alma, who would like to also introduce yourself.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you again for joining us for another webinar for our Redetermination series. I am Alma Ponce. I'm the Regional Outreach Coordinator for the Southeast Oregon part of the state, which includes Grant, Harney, Baker, and Malheur counties.
So thank you, Alma. And today we also have a couple subject matter experts with us. We have Jennifer Messenger, who is the public health lead with Metropolitan Group, and Sean McNulty, who is the OHP member communications coordinator for the External Relations Division at OHA. Next slide, please. Perfect. So we're going to be using GoToWebinar today, the platform that this is being presented in. So if you want to take a look to your right, you can click on the orange arrow to view the control panel, and then use the control panel to view handouts and provide any questions or comments. So throughout the presentation, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and drop those there in the question box, and then we'll be able to respond to them directly. And then also select your preferred audio option, which could be a computer audio, phone call, or no audio, which would make it a little difficult to hear the presentation, but there's just a couple options there for you to select from. And now we will pass things over to Jennifer to get us started. Thanks, Jennifer.
Thank you. Sorry, I was getting a strange message on my screen that was not letting me unmute. And now I've lost my GoToWebinar screen and I can't see the slides. So let's go to plan B. Will you put my slides back up, please? Great, I can see those, and I don't have a share button on my end that I can easily see. So Katrina and Alma, thank you. Karina and Alma, thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Jennifer Messenger with Metropolitan Group. We're a firm that's working with OHA and ODHS on the Keep Covered campaign, which is to support people who receive OHP and other Medicaid benefits through the renewal process. Thank you so much for having us here today and making time. If you go to the next slide, what I want to show you quickly today is an overview of this campaign. I know many of you have seen it and lots of you are using it. And so a huge thank you for being part of the consistent coordinated message out to folks receiving benefits. I'll share some updates. Some of this might be a repeat, but stick with me. I promise there will be new information and then lots of time for questions. The other thing that Sean and I will focus on with you is what else you all need to support your communication efforts. We have a technical assistance bank, and by that I mean that Metropolitan Group can help you with your communication to members. We can take on communication projects for and with you. We can make small grants to you to expand your communication efforts to members. We're really here to work with you all who are such critical communicators and trusted resources for your communities. So as you're listening, if you have requests or ideas, jot them down so you can share them when we get to discussion, or you can drop them into the questions in your control panel, and we'll leave plenty of time for that. And then I just want to clarify that we're here to discuss a campaign that speaks to members about updating their address and doing what their renewal letter asks. So this is not the place that we're going to talk to you about how to get specific questions to how you can manage the logistics of renewing people. I'm sure we'll have space for that, and Sean is an amazing resource, but this campaign is really for you to put out to members. On the next slide, I'll show you the audiences that the Community Partners Working Group identified for this campaign. There's a lot of audiences on this slide, and we definitely recognize the intersectionality between all of these audience groups. And we know that you all, as a collective, reach between and across and among and within all of these audiences. These are groups that the Community Partners Working Group identified who will be both highly impacted by redetermination and who may need additional or specific help to understand what to do and to take action. So this campaign, again, is for you to reach the folks on this list. Just FYI, Metropolitan Group has contracted with 19 community-based organizations, one representing each of these population groups, to advise the campaign, help us with material development, and then be a lead partner in sharing materials and information with that community. Some of you, I'm sure, are here on this call, and just a huge note of thanks and gratitude for your collaboration so far. On the next slide, I'll show you this campaign uses two strategies. There's a broad reach campaign that we developed in testing and consultation with members, with many, many community-based organizations, again, probably lots of you working with those priority audiences. And that campaign includes materials in the 14 languages you see listed, an advertising campaign, a website, and lots of resources for you to use. And then the second hand of the strategy is audience-specific outreach where that's needed. And so again, that's part of what we're here to talk about today, is how to take that campaign that works across all of the audiences and then make sure we're getting it out into those specific audiences as much as possible. The next slide shows you the billboards that are up in the Portland metro area and in locations across the state. Those went up a couple of months ago, and we're slowly adding in all of the other advertising channels that you see listed on this slide. This whole campaign will run through February of 2023, and the message is consistent the whole time. If you have OHP or other Medicaid benefits, you need to take action to protect your benefits. And the two calls to action that you'll see throughout this campaign are keep your address updated, and then when you get your letters, open them and do what they ask. And here's all the different ways that you can get help to do that. So you'll see that playing out in all the materials. If any of you are doing anything with advertising or paid media, and you want to talk to us about where this campaign is running, or you want to use any of the advertising assets, you can reach out to me directly. I'll make sure you have my contact information. You can also put a question in the chat. We'd be more than happy to collaborate with you. You're welcome to use all of these materials. On the next slide, I'm showing you a bunch of other stuff that we have available for your use. And again, for those of you who are already digging through this and using it, thank you. And we'd love to hear how it's working for you. On the website, which is keepcoveredpartners.oregon.gov, you'll see it at the top of the slide on the screen right now. You can download these materials and print them out or use them electronically. You can download a customizable version where you can pop in your logo and contact information. And you can click over to a print ordering site where you can order these materials in all of the languages in as many as you want for free and have those shipped directly to you. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible for you to access and use all of these materials. So there's a poster and a table tent, a half-page flyer, a 2-page fact sheet that just goes into a little bit more detail, especially about what the letter might say and what to do. There's an FAQ that we're not printing, we're just offering that online just so we can really keep it updated, but it's written in plain language, so it's perfectly fine to hand out to members if you want to add a little bit more information. And then brand new, I haven't looked this morning to see if these are up yet, but they should be up really soon. We have a 15-second and a 30-second video and audio that you can use in your social media, in waiting rooms, in locations with your clients that talk through the same process that I've been talking about. Update your address, open your letters, and do what they say. On the next slide, I'm showing you there are different ways that you can customize this campaign to use in your own communication materials. So on the left, this is what I was talking about with the materials, where there's an option where you can add your logo and 3 lines of contact information. So you can use the campaign materials and put the name of your organization, your assister, your clinic, right there on the materials. There's also in the middle a partner toolkit, and this is content that you can cut and paste to use for talking points on your web, your social media. If you've got a phone script, there's all kinds of stuff in there, text messages, so that you can be communicating about what people need to do. And then on the last page of the toolkit, there's the event flyer that you see on the right of this screen. And this is something that lets you take that campaign artwork and put in your own event, whether that's an enrollment event, a health fair, so that you can add in your own information and bring people into you. And then on the next slide, I'm showing you social media content. There are social media graphics that you can use in your Instagram, your Facebook, your WhatsApp, your TikTok actually could work with the videos. There's all kinds of stuff in here you can use, as well as post language in those 14 languages. So you see that on the right of this screen. And we're hoping you'll use this throughout the year to remind people about renewing. On the next slide, I'm showing you the website that we've built. This is what the QR code and the URL on all of those materials I just showed you. This is where it takes members. So keepcovered.oregon.gov. It's the public health unwinding page that you've probably been looking at for a while now. We gave it a new URL to match the campaign. So when members click onto this page, they'll see the campaign graphics so they know they're in the right place. They'll see all the different ways that they can update their contact information and click right through to those if they want. And then as we load materials in all the different language, you'll see on the right, we're going to add a button that says get information in each of those languages. The idea here is that if I pick up the Arabic flyer from my community partner and I go online to get more information and I land on this web page, because we don't have the web pages all individually translated, at least on this web page, I'll see something in Arabic that says get more information. And when I click, I can access the fact sheet and other information. So that's what we have so far, but on the next slide, I'll show you that we can morph and adapt and create new stuff to meet your needs. And this is where I want to shift into the let's think together part of this presentation. So if you've got questions about what I've been sharing so far, please drop those in and I'll answer them. What I want to talk to you about now is if you need more than what we're offering, we're here. So for example, a lot of organizations we've talked to said, you know, we have summer events coming up and it would be really great to have a big like 5-foot flyer or banner rather that we could put in our display space or in our clinic or at our outdoor event. And so we created one. So you'll now find on the website that pop-up banner artwork. And if your budget doesn't include funding to make a pop-up banner, we can help you with that too, to use in your summer events. We had an organization say, hey, we bought some space on drive-in movie theaters and movie theaters in rural areas in Oregon. Do you have something we could use? And so we made a short version of that video clip that I was talking about that organization is now showing before movies. On the next slide, I just started a list of potential other stuff that we could do with you. So some other things people have asked for that we've been able to do out of the Technical Assistance Bank is we got a list of all of the public libraries and senior centers And we mailed a package that has a cover letter and samples of all of the materials and said, hey, we really would love if you would display these, and here's where you can order more free copies. We can do that to other locations too, if that makes sense. We're creating some palm cards, so little like business card or credit card sized pieces that you'll be able to order on the website. One for members that with just the quick information about what to do and how to get help. And then we've had a lot of requests for something to give to helpers. So if you want to help a family member or somebody you serve in the community, here's what you can say or do. We'll create a palm card version of that too. We're working with a health system, a CCO actually, to create a modified version of the poster that shows the actual OHP envelope. And it will say, did you get an envelope like this? Be sure you open it. We had heard that some people were just throwing OHP letters away unopened. And so we're creating that. We'll make that available on the website if that's something that would be useful for you. We're also running an ad in Street Roots, which is a newspaper written by and serving people experiencing houselessness in the Portland area. And it focuses on updating your address and what to do if you don't have a permanent address. We're also going to post that ad to the list of materials on the website so that you can print it out and use it as a flyer if you work with people experiencing houselessness. So those things are coming. The second list on this slide is other things that we've been thinking about that we're curious if they would be helpful for you. And that includes a flyer that you could use in back to school communication through schools or school-based health centers. We can meet with you and brainstorm, how could you get the word out? How are you missing people? What's not working? What additional content do you need to communicate effectively? We've had a couple of requests for giveaway items like sunscreen packets with the keep covered information. We have a little fantasy of creating stress balls with the little, that look like the little jelly bean helper of the campaign. I don't know if we can do it in time, but we're curious if people would want something like that. And then we heard from someone that there's a veterans stand down event at Memorial Coliseum in Portland this summer. If any of you are exhibiting there and want materials or need anything special for that, we can do that. So those are all just some ideas. And I actually now want to turn it over to all of you to hear what questions you have, what additional requests you have, how we can help you communicate most effectively to the people you're trying to reach.
And we have a couple things coming in the chat, Jennifer. Well, in the questions box, Patricia shared, yes, any freebies is an attention getter. Christine shared, the flyers are great. I ordered quite a few and had our peers distribute them to the homeless. And then Aurora posted a question. Do you want to hold off on the questions till the end, though?
No, I'm happy to answer questions. I'm not seeing them on my screen. So if you can help translate for me, that would be great.
Yeah, so Aurora's question is, would you happen to have one that informs patients who are current with OHP and become pregnant and the importance to report their pregnancy to OHP? And I believe she posted this question when we were talking about the flyers and the material.
We don't have anything pregnancy specific. But let me think about that. Sean, any insights on that you want to share?
I'll also note we just put a pregnancy resource page on the main OHP site on that. So we've got some content we could point to on that if we want to create something supporting that. We'd be curious to hear more about the specific need you're responding to and what your intended use for that document is. Like, what is this going to be posted in a clinic or whatnot? That way we can help customize that to the need. But that sounds like the sort of thing we're trying to respond to with this TA bank. Basically, we've got money to support you and we're trying to figure out how to use it. We need to use this in the next 6 months or so. So it's kind of, that sounds like exactly up the alley of, if there's a specific population that you're trying to reach that is part of your work, we can better support you. Please reach out to us. We want to hear about how we can craft a document to meet that need for you.
All right, and Aurora did respond, yes, to post in our OB clinic. So definitely something to touch base and chat a little bit more. And then Crystal asked a question, where would we get these items and who would we email?
So if you flip forward 2 slides, please. And I'm going to have you go back to the one you just skipped over in a minute. But no, sorry, not now. Go to the next one, please. Bad driving over here on my end. If you see that website at the very top, keepcoveredpartners.oregon.gov, when you get to that page, right below the graphic, you'll see a button that says Access Keep Covered campaign materials. When you click on that, you can go to all the different materials and download them and print them. And you'll also see a space on that page to order free printed materials. So all the materials are there, and we'll be putting updates from time to time. We're still filling in a couple of pieces in some of the languages. We'll be posting more videos and more information as we finish those. The best way to learn when new stuff gets posted is to sign up for the newsletter, which is the second bullet that you see on this slide. And I wonder if somebody can, I can do it too, can drop these links into the chat so people aren't having to write them down from the slide.
I put the main one in the chat already. I'll get that newsletter in there too.
Terrific. Thank you, Sean. The third bullet on there is something that you might have heard about before. This goes beyond communication. This is about any feedback and suggestions that you'd like to offer on the redetermination process. That feedback at ODHS OHA email is the feedback team. And so they really want to hear how this is working for you. What's working, what's not working, where you're getting stuck. And again, communication questions and anything else you want to put there. So that's the resources on that slide. And then while we're waiting for more questions to come in, if you'll pop back to the slide one before this, these are two other resources I want to share with you. And I'm sorry to be confusing. If all these emails I'm giving you are not clear, please ask and I'll show them all again. This email address is to my team at Metropolitan Group. So if you want to reach us with something specific about communication materials, just feel free to email us there. The other thing you can do, and we'll get this link to you in the chat too, is there's a Google form that's a technical assistance request. And so it will walk you through everything we need to know. So for example, materials to talk to people about reporting a pregnancy, you could go through and fill out who you need to distribute that to, how you would use it, what languages do you need it in, so that we can then really understand what you're asking for and get back to you with any questions as we consider that request and create what you're asking for. So short answer is you can either email us or fill out that Google form to ask for specific communication support.
And we are getting a couple other questions coming in, Jennifer, from Kayla. Are you able to share who is responsible for the COFA Islanders that helps with the distribution on these? And if we want freebies for campaign, and if we want to freebies for campaigns on Keep Covered. And I think they're asking if they're interested in obtaining free items for their campaign.
So you can access free materials through the website that I shared with you. We don't have any items yet, like sunscreen or squish balls or anything like that. We were trying to decide first if people would use them if we made them. I think I'm hearing a yes. And so now we just need to figure out what we're allowed to do and whether we can do it in time. So please stay tuned. If we're able to produce stuff and offer it to you, you'll learn about it through the newsletter and you'll be able to order it on the website. But all the free stuff that you need right now, all the materials in all the languages are available on the website. And if you get there and there's something you don't need, something you need that's not there, either a specific material or a language, you can reach out to us through either of those channels on the screen and ask for that.
All right.
One of the purposes of this meeting is to hear requests if there's things that, like specific items of swag. We've mentioned the sunscreen and whatnot, but if there's other examples that you have ideas of that you've done that have been effective at outreach events and whatnot previously, we really want to hear that from you, and we will seriously cost out creating it and whatnot. And if it makes sense, we're probably going to do it. So please, we want to hear that from you. This is really the purpose of this meeting today.
We are seeing
also.
Oh, sorry, Jennifer. We are seeing a lot of interest in the free swag items, a lot of suggestions like yes to the sunscreen and stress balls, sunglasses, and we can always use freebies. So a lot of interest.
Terrific. Somebody was asking about Kofa Islanders. MIC Oregon is our CBO partner to reach the Kofa Islander community. So they've been helping us with languages, translations, and outreach support. If anybody from MIC Oregon is on the call and wants to weigh in, we've been grateful for their support. And happy to, if there's other stuff that you need support reaching Kofa Islander recipients of OHP, please just let us know.
I'm not seeing any new questions come in. We'll share everything with Jennifer and Sean, all the suggestions being shared in the questions box. A lot of good suggestions for possible swag items. Any other questions for Jennifer or Sean? Is there anything else you guys would like to add? Sean, Jennifer, open, ask to the group we have here with us today?
Just another
That's a big
thank
ask.
you. Oh, go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I just know it's a big ask to come out at us with material ideas or anything during this meeting, but I really want to kind of challenge each of you to, if there's anything you like in talking with your coworkers, figure out ways that there's ways we could provide additional support. We are really, really trying to here, and please let us give us some of our time or money or whatever you need to help get you through these next 6 months of unwinding. We really need to get this support out to y'all in this time. So, thanks for taking that back and letting us do a bit.
Yeah, ditto that. Please lean on us. We're here to help you. We're here to listen. I hope this isn't the first time you've heard about the campaign, but if it is, please go to that website at the top of the screen that's on right now and check out what's there. If you have any trouble using the website or finding what you need, you can contact us. If you forget how to contact us, reach out to your CPOP coordinator and they know how to find us. And please really just ask for any adjustments or any new materials or support to help get the word out. Thank you.
All right, Jennifer, we have another question that came in from Sean. When will COFA materials be available on the website?
I believe that we're aiming for Friday. We were waiting for some of our final translations to come back. But I think that we're supposed to have them. I'm just looking really quickly as I'm saying this to you. By this Friday is the target date. So check back, email me if you don't see them. And then also we'll be sure to announce in the newsletter. I think there's a newsletter next week, and so we can give an update on timing of all the materials.
Perfect, thank you. Did you want to add something, Sean? Go ahead.
Oh, no, it looks like that's the 14th schedule from what I'm seeing too. Yep.
All right, perfect. Any other questions for our guest today? We got one from Kayla. I am responsible for translations. Please bear with me. Oh, okay. She must be with the MIC group, I believe. All right. Well, we don't want to keep you all much longer if we don't have a lot of questions. Really look forward to hearing feedback and ongoing suggestions of what you would like to see. Please make sure to sign up for the newsletters and check out the links that we shared today. We will be sending a follow-up email with all of the materials shared today, and we will also be posting it to group site for all of you. So please be on the lookout for that. Reach out to your regional outreach coordinators if you have some questions or difficulty navigating the resources we shared today. Other than that, anything else you would like to add, Sean, Jennifer, Karina, before we let everyone go for the day?
I just got an update from my team that the Chukis and Marshallese language materials are delayed, and we're probably looking at about 2 weeks. So we'll post those as soon as we have them. If there's anything we can help you with in the meantime, though, please just reach out directly and we can figure out a workaround to support you while we're waiting for materials to be finalized. I apologize for that delay.
Thank you for that update, Jennifer. And with that, we will let all of you go. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you at our next webinar. Bye, everyone.